Viewer discretion is advised.
Talking Gotham, 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 talking Gotham.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to Talking Gotham, episode 15. It's Freeze. No matter what these people say, it's Freeze. They call him Fry. It gets very annoying. But we're getting past the mid-season finale. We're into the latter half of season 2, and man, this show has gotten so good so fast. But first up from 3D Movie Cinema is Jacob Collins. Jacob, how are you?
Well, it's nice to see you. Doing well. Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about Mr. Freeze because I've been waiting for this because I was so excited when I first heard they were bringing Mr. Freeze on. I'm like, and they even told at the New York Comic Con, they're like, oh, we're adapting Heart of Ice, and I'm like, what? They said, it's a loose adaptation, but they said we're adapting that storyline because they said it's part of Mr. Freeze's lore. You have to, you have to have Nora Freeze, you have to have him in his accident, you have to have everything about it. And I'm like, I was so excited to see. I'm like, and then they casted Nathan Darrow as Mr. Freeze, and I said, I didn't see. I saw him in Preacher. That was it, as the Jesse Custer's father. But I'm like, I was like, I'm gonna see. I hope, I said, I'm hoping. And so when I saw him at that mid-season finale of him just appearing and freezing a guy, I'm like, all right, I'm sold. And then of course, watching this, I'm really excited, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about it.
All right, Matt Wyatt, are you ready to chill? Chill.
All right, everyone, chill. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Let's kick some ice.
Like, this is just an open invitation to just quote that whole movie at this point.
Yeah, when you think of Mr. Freeze, you think of Arnold's character, and he just fucking made it so entertaining, even though it's nothing like the version of the comics. But yeah,
allow me to break the ice.
I know I'm a little bit in the minority with these 2 episodes with Mr. Freeze. I thought those episodes were decent. I don't think it was mind-blowing, especially Mr. Freeze's arc. I love the wife in that episode. I thought she played it off performance very believable, but I wish they could have gotten a better actor to actually portray the Mr. Freeze better. Kind of like how I imagine him in the Batman animated series with Mr. Freeze. Kind of feel more gravitas, more philosophical Mr. Freeze. And for this one, he's not bad. I just think he kind of felt very generic, to be honest with you.
Oh boy. Well, we'll get to that. But if you're watching, leave a like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. My tech is back up and running after last week where you saw me from the view of a phone. But everything's working. It's all running silky smooth. But let's get into it. This is season 2, episode 12, called Mr. Freeze.
Bad guys in this town are changing. I don't know how bad it's gonna get.
The newspapers have already given him a nickname.
Hello, Mr. Freeze.
He's desperate and extremely dangerous.
They think guns can stop me?
They have no idea.
The episode aired on February 29, 2016. It was directed by Nick Kopus. Several weeks later, following the death of Theo Gallivan, Gordon is called in for questioning and Cobblepot is arrested. Gordon and Cobblepot lied to the police, stating that Cobblepot murdered Gallivan and Gordon was not involved. Gordon is Gordon is reinstated into the GCPD, while Cobblepot falsely justifies his actions as the result of mental illness. Cobblepot is sent to Arkham Asylum, where he becomes a patient of Hugo Strange, played by B.D. Wong, which you may have known him from the Jurassic Park movie and the Jurassic World trilogy. The chief of psychiatry, Butch, takes over Cobblepot's criminal empire. Gordon and Bullock begin investigating a kidnapping and a murder spree, unaware that a scientist named Victor Fries, I don't know what the fuck how you pronounce that last. That kind of felt.
Just say Freeze. I mean, everybody knows.
Victor. I'm just gonna call him Victor Freeze, not Fries. What the fuck kind of name is that?
Like every time I think of that,
It's
every
like the
time I-
Rise Out Go Rage Out Goal thing. Okay, it's like they don't have
What the hell?
Every time I
Fries,
look
are
at
you
the name-
hungry? Do you need some Happy Meal?
You
Every
want
time I
fries
heard
with
that
that?
name,
Do you want flies with that?
I'm like, what are chili and cheese coming next? Like, what are we doing, people? Bruno Heller.
The scientist
Bruno
named
Heller,
Vic.
what are we
I'm going to
doing?
call him Victor Freeze. Named
Thank
Victor
you.
Freeze, played by Nathan Darrow. Is the culprit. Fries has been fucking. I keep saying Fries. God damn it. Fuck you, synopsis, you assholes.
Freeze. Just say Freeze. Every time you see Fries, Freeze.
Victor Fries. I want some large fries.
What killed the dinosaurs? The potatoes!
The potatoes. Who played the hot potato?
Oh, man.
Freeze has been experimenting with freezing and reanimation humans so that he can freeze his terminally ill wife, Nora, played by Kristen Hager, which she was fantastic in those episodes, until he can find a cure for her disease. When the police target Freeze as a suspect, they discover his laboratory while he is away and arrests his wife. After learning of the arrest, Victor Freeze attempts to turn himself in before finally discovering which of his serums can successfully reanimate a human being. Professor Strange learns of the experiments and begins making plans to recruit Freeze for Indian Hill. Which here's the thing. I kind of like the introduction of Hugo Strange in this episode. I thought he played it off very well. And then for the moment in that episode, I almost didn't recognize him, the actor B.D. Wong.
You know,
Because it was like, yeah, he
Jurassic
played,
Park
he was in the original Jurassic Park, and then he was and then they brought him back into the Jurassic World trilogy where he was sort of playing the main antagonist. Mostly he was in the first movie.
Yeah, at least he got paid. That's a very good thing.
And he's in Law and Order, and now he's on this. It's Hugo Strange, which my first introduction to Hugo Strange was not the animated series, but was Arkham City.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, that was my introduction to Hugo Strange, and I love that character so much in Arkham City, where he's like, like when Protocol 10 would commence and everything, and I love how B.D. Wong portrays him, and I like how he looks comic accurate. He looks exactly like, especially in the next episode when he has that comic accurate suit on. I'm like, I'll be like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like, look there,
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. But yeah,
through these two episodes, though, I think a thing that is quite underrated is the slow descent into the quagmire of Jim Gordon, because the episode starts off where he's talking and giving testimony to Harvey Dent and to Barnes, and he's very to quote Dave Chappelle without saying that particular word, this man is clearly lying. And yet he's doing it so well that he says just enough to where everyone's just like, okay. Dent doesn't believe him. Barnes barely believes him, but he does just enough to skate by. And this would never have happened in season 1 of Gordon. This would have never happened. So one of the parts of the show that I love is seeing the slow descent and the slow getting of the hands dirty of Jim Gordon, while Bullock, in a weird way, is kind of becoming more mellow as the show goes on. I don't know. It could just be me, but I picked up on that.
Yeah, but for this one, we can already know that he's slowly trying not to spill the beans in front of Barnes because he knows he would fry him if in the moment he finds out that he was the one that killed Gallivan in the last episode, which technically he is now still alive from Hugo Strange's lab in one of his experiments down in some kind of a lab in where's that name? What's that lab name called? Indian Hill. That's what it is. Indian Hill. And Barnes was all about getting into the truth, and he's all about trying to find some dirt on Gordon. And surprisingly, when Cobblepot turns himself in, he decides to take the fall for the murder of Gallivan, which I did not expect that, because I think that the reason why he did was because so that he can now have something against Jim Gordon to use, so that he owes him another favor, so that he can the state cover his ass.
He's playing the long game at the expense of his sanity, which is a strategy, I guess. But we'll get into why that's not the brightest.
To quote from Jason Bateman from Dodgeball, it's a spoiled strategy, Cotton. I hope it goes well for
Let's see
him.
if it works out for him.
Let's see what works out for him.
I do like that, Butch and they're in this episode. Butch getting with Tabitha because I mean she's been like eye fucking him since like they met.
Yeah.
And so like she finally is just like being like, I'll be your side candy or your partner and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. And I also like the thing that made me, even though Freeze does not appear in this episode until 20 minutes into the episode, like the whole thing is them bringing in Oswald and interrogating Oswald and everything, clearing. But the thing is to me when the episode really picks up is when Victor Freeze is literally the female cop shows up. And then literally Victor Freeze just freezes her and she shoots, you just see the bullet go. I thought that was great whenever she just like boom. And then all of a sudden, like he freezes her before she could even get the shot in. I thought that was great. That you just see the bullet. Like she's like,
well, she couldn't pull out her holster from her gun that on time, apparently.
I mean, I really like though. Like I said, I told Ryan off camera, I said, man,
I feel like to me, his outfit, I know it's a proto, like Mr. Freeze. Don't get me wrong. Don't come at me. But all I'm saying is he kind of looks like a version of the CW of fucking Captain Cold from The Flash.
Well,
if watch that episode, are you like hacking the parka outfit? The first outfit, the parka outfit, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, the one he's walking around with Johnny Depp, Willy Wonka glasses.
Yeah, he's wearing the goggles from the Willy Wonka, the Johnny Depp version.
His outfit, and we'll get to a dead man knows no cold. We'll get to that, but the suit gets even worse in that episode. He looks like an astronaut. Like he looks like.
I like that episode because I thought
I don't know how I felt about that outfit. That kind of looked very corny.
I love that episode. Cool. We will get to that, but that suit is awful. He looks like an astronaut's helmet and like a football player's pads, like the shoulder pads and the chest pads.
Exactly.
He kind of to me reminded me of Arkham City Freeze.
I don't know how I don't see that. I've seen the outfit and that looked better than that outfit. We just watching the Gotham episode.
This might be sacrilege, but here goes. The Batman and Robin suit looked more like a Mr. Freeze outfit than the outfit here.
Well, I'm glad you like that outfit, Ryan.
Well, it does. I mean, it's like it leans more into that character where it just. Like
I'm really glad you like that, Ryan. Ryan, like I'm really glad you like that particular outfit
or something.
You say you like that outfit? Okay. Wait until you see the actual outfit, Ryan.
Okay.
You're gonna eat that fucking words. You're gonna eat this.
Let's put a pin.
So now he's saying that it will not be the last time we see Mr. Freeze on the show. Is what he's implying.
You literally saw him in the last episode alive. What do you think? He's just gonna
no, you said no. We have all watched these fucking episodes, so you're implying that he's going to be wearing another new suit. That what he's talking about was the next episode that he wore that were an astronaut outfit is what he's talking about.
You might see a new outfit with Mr. Freeze.
I guarantee we're probably are going to see it. That's just he's not very good at making cryptic shit.
I do like the scene, like Collins brought up, where Butch and Tabitha get together. Butch has a drill in his hand now. I don't know how the physics of that
he fucking drilled that guy into his eye sockets.
That was sick, but at the same time, I was like, give it a few more days. He's going to turn into a Cenobite. He's going to pop up from a.
And Tabitha is now coming up to Butch, and it looked like they were about to get busy in this episode.
He's like, this thing does vibrate. You might put the vibrator.
And literally, we see, we literally see fucking Selena peeping Tom on that fucking window, watching Butch and Tabitha.
Yeah, just imagine he just puts like a little.
Just drill. Yeah, imagine just drilling down there.
I felt so sad for Mrs. Freeze, though. Like, I felt so sorry for her. The coughing fit she has where she coughs up blood, I'm just sitting there like, wow. Like, Fox, said yes to that. And then there's the scene where he goes to
the pharmacy.
Well, it's not the first time we see somebody cough out blood like that. We've seen that happen with Smallville in certain episodes, and CW allow that stuff, too.
This pharmacist is just
being a
awful.
dick.
Like,
you know who the actor was in that the fucking store, the fucking the clinic, dude?
Who?
Yeah, he was in the one movie called White Boys when he's just a wannabe gangster, and he was one of the extras who plays the Boston police cop in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. If you catch him for a brief moment in
Okay,
that
I
scene,
remember him somewhere, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
yeah, because he started the movie that was in the '90s where he was a wannabe gangster called White Boys or something. I was like, I'm not. I wish I was making that up. I saw that movie. That shit was so fucked up.
I'll find the image and put it here. But basically, like, there's this like chess match of like, you will refill my prescription. No, I will not. And like,
That scene was so fucking corny and forced and cringy dialogue. Like, who talks like that?
The pharmacist from It was less like.
Well, that pharmacist was a pedophile, also.
Yeah, he was a fucking creepy pedophile.
He literally was like, "You look like Lois Lane, you 12-year-old girl."
Well, she wasn't 12. She was like 5. Like she was like, was she? Oh yeah, she probably was 12. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the movie, in real life, she's probably
in the movie, yeah, her character was 12.
Yeah.
But like, no.
Also, and also the actor was also in the prologue of Ted. Was one of that?
Oh yeah, the dad, the one that's
who played the dad,
Giovanni Esposito's dad. That's
I'm making love to your mother. I'm looking at your mother.
And he said, "I'm making love to new mommy." Didn't I get you?
I'm making love to new mommy.
A rake? Yeah, that was an awesome rake. Okay, now go to your hammock.
Go to your hammock. I'm making love.
Mr. Freeze goes back. Like, Freeze is the pharmacist, and he's like, "I'm gonna need some help lifting this." And the people are like, "Did the people help him? Was there someone like lift with your
legs?" Yes, they were helping him as the capsule that they were putting in the dead bodies. Like, just like that. I'm like, what? Which, by the way, I wish Mr. Freeze had been like, "Come on, man, don't have a cold heart."
It does seem like seems like he was definitely using a lot of his victims as guinea pigs to perform this, to perfect the serum, to unthaw them, to like prolong life.
The thing that got me though was he literally, the security, the cops right there, the security guard, they run the security guard over. You see the head goes into the windshield. I'm like,
that was
it's like ripped apart. I'm like, what? This is dead body.
Right in the middle of the street as Bullock and were driving and ran over and hit
Cable. I was like, this is on Cable.
This was on a network television show.
Yeah, you see his head go on to like, you see him get bodied as like a saw trap.
Get like shattered in a million pieces and decapitated.
I can't believe they got away with that.
That was so graphic. Well, Hannibal, that show was so graphic on NBC, and that was another they got away with.
You know, what was crazy to me was like when Freeze was doing the one experiment, and he's like, he brought the body back for like a second, but then it just like melted, like it stared into the Ark of the Covenant at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. That was crazy.
It was like the terror melting. It was literally melting as it was the thawing the corpse.
Also, let me all right, so let me bring this up, okay? Also, you know, like here's the thing also. Oswald, you know, his men desert him. That makes no sense, okay, that they would just desert him. You know, because like, I mean, he's literally supposed to be the king of Gotham. And then I didn't like him being captured either. And then Oswald correctly gets the story right. Like, he's like word for word, like where he's like, "Oh yeah, you're clear." Oswald confessed. I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Oh, I don't think we're there in that episode yet. We're supposed to be like in the third episode. That's
in the first episode.
Was it in the first? Oh, maybe. Yes, yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah.
They like bring in Oswald and they set him down.
Yeah. That's true. You're right.
Yeah. Also, but the thing is, I just didn't like any of that. I'm like, why would Oswald? It feels like they were just trying to hurry up and rush through that. Oswald Gordon killed. I feel like they were trying to get through that. Something like that was like the first thing they set up. They don't even start with his trial.
They wanted to resolve this little issue that with Gordon being question of the murder, because we know Barnes was trying hard to really get to the truth, to really get some dirt that what happened to that event.
I could see a whole episode about this, but I feel like they were like, we don't want to do that. We just want to get to
like, hey, we don't want to do that. Let's just resolve this bullshit and move on.
So we can move to Mr. Freeze because everybody wants Mr. Freeze. And so, which, by the way, I will say though, honestly, if you're gonna like, why would you like, you know, like when he threw the prescription at the pharmacist, I'm like, why would you say you're gonna?
He's literally handing you a lot of those medication that you asked to refill for your mental, like with the ill wife. I don't understand that.
Like, he should have not like been an asshole to the they were both like being an asshole to each other. He was like, "You will fill it up. And I'm like, you know what? You shouldn't have just like said, okay, I'll leave, and then you should come back later when there's nobody around, and then just bust in there with your freeze ray and then take it. And that would have been easier to do because I feel like, okay, the second he goes up there after making a scene and then comes back, I'm like, okay, now you're the suspect. Now everyone knows who you are because you threw your bottle at him, and then you said, "I'll be back. You'll be sorry." And I'm like,
Yeah, that scene was so dumb. That was so forced. Like that's so obvious. Like, why are you trying to out yourself, dude? Why don't you just put your stuff on, put the mask, put the goggles on, your hood on, without being noticed and without being seen, and then that way you wouldn't get outed yourself out. You outed yourself out now.
I did
thought that was not too bright.
I did like whenever, like, of course, the Nora sees all the frozen bodies and stuff, and she's like, "Oh my god!" Like, and then she just sits there and stares. And then,
first of all, why is the fucking thing not locked? Why didn't he just lock it when his wife can waltz right in?
He doesn't think his wife, a sick wife who is like on death's doorknob, is gonna.
She can still walk. She can still physically walk, even if she was fucking sick as shit.
He doesn't think she's gonna go call the police.
But like, I don't think you really thought that through.
Yeah, the police, of course, find out because they find the freaking bottle that Victor threw, and they're like, "Oh, hey, let's go check this out. This is what this guy was stolen. Yeah, let's go check this out." And then they go there, and of course, Nora's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Looking at Victor.
Because apparently now Victor is getting very sloppy.
And then Victor sees Nora. I love the shot of him going, Nora.
Very clearly, this
no.
Very clearly, this woman who has just hacked up a lung is responsible for all of this. Take her away. I'm like,
yes.
Wow, the IQ of the GCPD has dropped to.
Well, it's like, how is she responsible? She had no knowledge
of
what the fuck's going on. They know she's not responsible,
but like they said, they need to figure out where her husband is. They said they know the fact. They said a woman did not do this because they said they knew it was a man in a dressed like the freaking
dressed like the Frozen, like Unabomber from Frozen.
The guy who's dressed up like he's going to like he's going to Alaska, like he's going to climb Mount. It was a guy who's dressed like he's going to climb Mount Everest, and he's wearing Willy Wonka, Jackie O type shades. And I was like, and he's carrying around like it looks like a rat exterminator suit. Yeah, which they know it's not her, which you know what, and I like that she's not going to like turn on Victor. She goes, I'm not going to rat my husband out. She loves her husband so much. And I hated though when Victor.
I found it very funny. Like, you're going to go to prison. Yeah, well, I'm fucking dying. I got nothing. I don't have that much to live. So good luck.
I thought that was great. And then Victor goes in there to turn himself in, which I understand, you're like your wife's freedom for your freedom.
Yeah.
But then the stupidest thing ever happened. Whenever
I thought that was God.
Yeah, just like the rest of them, buddy. And then like there's 4 other people. Why would you think, oh yeah, I caused all the frozen bodies? Like, why would there be 4 other people wanting to confess to a murder of cops?
That was so dumb.
I mean, I would say that's a far stretch, but we literally just saw this happen in real time where someone confessed to a murder that didn't commit a murder. We just saw that literally happen in real time. So yeah, well, So
it may not be far fetched.
It's not as far fetched, because
sometimes they want to out themselves to take the credit so they can get attention.
Yeah, which means still, I will say though, what I love though, whenever Victor Freeze just sits there and everything, and then all of a sudden, whenever the guy comes back, Edward Nigma is just sitting there doing some experiments, and then he walks away, and then the guy wakes up, and then all of a sudden. He walks and Edward's like, where the hell did he get? And then he walks to the police station. Goes, oh, am I dead? And Victor?
That was so. I thought that scene was so fucking funny. I couldn't take it seriously. Oh, am I dead? Oh,
16. He goes, and then he's like, and then he gets arrested too.
It was
Victor's like, Victor has that face that John Lovitz has in Wedding Singer. Wherever whenever Adam Sandler has that meltdown when he's singing live on stage, and then John Lovitz is like, he's losing his mind, and I'm weeping all the benefits.
That's perfect. That is
love the Wedding Singer.
Yeah, that's literally that's basically where Victor is like. Victor sees that, he goes, I just literally A16. He goes,
that's literally accurate to that scene, literally.
Like he's like he just leaves.
They literally thought that they watched The Wedding Singer and expect us to not notice that they kind of ripped off from The Wedding Singer.
Like Victor Freeze is like, and then yeah, I like that. I thought that was great. I thought that was so great. Also, Hugo Strange. Okay, Oswald, at Arkham with the nut jobs, and then Oswald, of course. So, I also like that. Hugo Strange.
Yeah, because Hugo Strange is literally like using one of the patients at Arkham to like mentally manipulate, brainwashing their minds, mentally torturing them.
Yeah, he's like, we are going to. I love when he threatens.
What was his goal? Like, what was it? His job is like altering people's thoughts or something, manipulating them.
I don't understand because I'm not a big fan.
It's not very clear what the hell his purpose is.
I'm not really a big comic book guy of Hugo Strange.
I mean, Hugo Strange was the main villain in Arkham City in the second installment of the Arkham franchise game.
Hold on, let me look and see his origin.
Like, yeah, he's definitely like the version from the comics. He's definitely the version from the game from Arkham City.
All right, so basically, Hugo Strange is basically his plan. He basically vows to set traps for Batman, deals with his person. He does the men abuse the vigilante. He knows. He is basically a criminal mastermind. So basically, there's lots of different origins for him. Like, there's basically where he. I'm trying to find the one where. He's basically, he's a doctor who's basically crazy, and he basically experiments on people like he's basically like their lab rats.
Yeah.
He's basically he sees these patients like they're lab rats, and he's God. And he's and he says he believes that he can cure them.
Yeah, when you play the Arkham City, I mean, you know that he now knows Batman's secret identity, and I thought he was always tense in the head. He figured it out, yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually in the comics.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Hugo Strange live action as a villain, maybe in the Matt Reeves' Batman Part 2. I mean, you never know. I mean, I can definitely see him fit into that world.
Hugo Strange is like Michael Fassbender's David from Alien Rock.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right.
It's like, I believe in creation.
I believe in creation.
Yeah, I was rewatching that a couple weeks ago. And he's like, "What do you?" I love that scene whenever the guy Billy Crudup gets the face hugger on him, and then David's just throwing rocks at him, and then he goes, "Where am I?" And they sees David, and David's just hovering over him. He goes, "David, what do you believe in?" And he goes, "Creation." And then the face hugger just rips out. I love that scene. I'm like, that's so great.
Was that an Alien Covenant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's the one.
Which, it's not a bad movie. I just feel like
it was okay.
It was just badly marketed because everybody was thinking the alien's going to be in the whole movie, and it wasn't. They should have just kept the alien out of the marketing and then let people be surprised.
Very misleading.
Yeah. Which I will say this though. Yeah, Hugo threatening Penguin by emphasizing he's going to cure him when in reality means torture him for pleasure. And then at the end, when he says the inmate, he thought he cured the inmate. And the inmate had his eyes gone. He ripped his own eyes out. When I was like, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
Anyone's like, oh, crap. Like, looking at it like, oh. But yeah.
But let's go to scores. Collins?
I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10.
Okay, Matt?
I'm going to give it a 7. Decent episode. I liked it. I mean, even though I wish they could have done a little bit better with the arc with Mr. Freeze a little bit better, but I will say it's good. But I love the Professor Strange. I love that arc going on with what he's doing at Arkham, especially what he was doing at Cobblepot.
I'm going to split the uprights. I will go 8. There's some parts I didn't care for, but the Freeze stuff I was a big fan of, and it's only made better in the next episode, which is season 2, episode 13, called "A Dead Man Feels No Cold."
A dead man feels no cold.
I feel like that is a line. I'm sure that is a line from Batman the Animated. I'm sure he says that.
It might have been.
What happens when Fries attacks?
We'll be ready for him, and we'll take him.
He's an experiment.
He's a notorious criminal.
We need to be more aggressive.
take it from here.
So this episode was aired on March 7th, 2016. It was directed by Eagleson. At Arkham Asylum, Professor Strange begins overseeing intensive treatment meant to reduce Oswald Cobblepot's aggressive tendencies. Upon learning that Nora is being sent to the medical wing at Arkham Asylum, Victor Freeze, built in an armor suit, I keep saying fries. Goddamn it! It says fries in this goddamn synopsis. I can't help it. It's screwing up when I fucking read it out loud. I try to say freeze, but I know it says fries. Like, well, I don't know who the fuck came up with that.
Hey everyone, chill.
I ordered extra fries of freeze. Freeze arrives at the asylum, and after fighting through security and the police, manages to escape with Nora. Elsewhere, Bruce researches a lead, believing he has discovered that the man who killed his parents is Patrick Matches Malone. James Gordon deduces that Victor Freeze will return to his home laboratory to freeze Nora, and the police surround Freeze home to find that Gordon is correct. In the laboratory, Nora blames herself for the deaths that Freeze has caused. Freeze attempts to cryogenetically freeze her, only to learn that Nora switched the formulas when he was not looking. Nora dies as a result. Distraught by Nora's death, Freeze attempts to commit suicide by freezing himself in publicity and pronounced dead, despite surviving the process. Freeze wakes up in Indian Hill to discover that he can no longer survive outside of sub-zero temperatures. Freeze meets Professor Strange, who offers him an alliance as a fellow scientist. Yeah, I will say that I did like the whole little poetic death where now like he doesn't fully blame what's Jim Gordon's girlfriend.
Lee.
Yeah, Lee doesn't blame her for the death, but he also was willing to say, hey, you know what, she, like he's nothing without her, and him committing a suicide kind of makes more sense because what else he got to lose?
Yeah, the episode starts off hot though, and I say hot, it's a very cold episode, like in the cold. Regardless, great start. Like you see Ace Chemicals, which is a very nice little touch there. And then you see all the frozen cops and he's like, free my wife. That's cool. And then we see Barnes morph into Alex Jones for like 5 seconds. like that's how he was acting. He's like, 7 cops and he wants me to free his wife.
Crap. Let me tell you something, okay? We're gonna have 7 cops over here. Let me tell you something. We're gonna have 7 cops.
Yeah, he did. Michael Chiklis did overact it in that scene. It was like, okay, calm down there, Alex Jones.
Like he looks like what Alex Jones looks like now, if that makes sense.
You're not wrong. I mean, they're both bald. And
Like, don't get Barnes started. He's gonna start talking about gay frogs next.
Oh man, I remember. I was talking. Me and you were talking about Alex Jones off camera a while ago. Because saying the funniest moment ever is whenever he tried to start shit with the Young Turks. It was so funny where he got Chink all mad. Where Chink's like, and then the guy from Turner Classic Movies has to hold him back.
Matt has no idea what we're talking about. I'll send it to you. It's hysterical.
It's so funny. It was so funny too. It was a fun.
Anyway, when the actual meat of the matter gets involved with the Arkham stuff, and what happens to Cobblepot, which, speaking of which, I'll just bring this up now. What happens to Cobblepot is just shocking. Like he gets the Clockwork Orange treatment, but worse. Like he's like he gets
oh
the
my
Oculus
God.
Rift.
Since you brought it up, this is another Blockbuster Haul Clockwork Orange episode.
He gets
let me tell you, oh no, I'd make it stop.
Yeah.
And then he gets he relaxes and then he sees something that just freaks him out. And you don't see what he's seeing, which is even scarier prospect for me. And then the next thing you know, he's playing Duck Duck Goose with the other inmates. That's terrifying. There's something about not knowing how long you've been out or how if you've been out a day, a week, months, plural. You don't know. There's that part of it that just terrifies me. And that's a part of this episode that I just loved. And I don't think, I think the lead will get buried on that because, we got Victor Freeze and all that and Hugo Strange and all that stuff. But the Cobblepot stuff, awesome. And I'll just bring it up here and now.
Yeah, but he's literally getting mentally tortured, witnessing himself killing his mom over and over again in that torture chamber.
I will say,
scary.
I will say the thing that I laughed at so hard. It was I know I didn't laugh, but I thought Hugo Strange.
No, it's a little funny.
I mean, like I said, the thing I thought was so great was Gordon and Bullock finding all the further concepts. I thought that was so good and scary. It almost looked like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat was there. And then, of course, you had Hugo Strange and his comic book accurate look when he was wearing that white, the lab coat and had the Glover gloves on. I'm like, oh, he looks just like he does in Arkham City. And then, Freeze making ice bombs to like attack Arkham Asylum. That was great. I loved all that, Like, seriously, like Freeze, like, and then, of course, I like that Bruce was really not in the last episode. So he's in this one where it says him wanting to kill Matches and Alfred, willing to help him. I thought was crazy. Alfred's like, yeah, let's kill him together. I'm like, what? I was like, Alfred, what the hell, Alfred?
Yeah,
that escalated
the suit didn't look that. It looked almost close, but it looked very cheap. The suit looked too cheap for that suit to look comic book accurate.
What, Mr. Hugo Strange's outfit?
No, Mr. Freeze.
Oh, no. Well, I mean,
I looked at it and like, sort of ish.
I mean, I could see the argument there. I thought you were going to say Hugo Strange. Like, Hugo Strange looks exactly
No. Hugo Strange is very comic book accurate look. I'm talking about Mr. Freeze's new.
Well, I mean, this is the proto Freeze suit.
Yeah, Porto Walmart version of Mr. Freeze.
I thought you said porno Freeze. I'm like, well,
Porno.
Did someone order a popsicle?
Did someone order a popsicle?
It's ice cold and it's very hard.
Taking rocket pop to a whole new meaning.
It's gonna chill your lips.
I'll give you all the chill pleasure.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like a Slurpee after you're done.
Taking dreamsicle to a whole new meaning.
But yeah, I thought I liked the Frodo pre-suit. The
Frodo.
One ring to rule them all.
One ring to rule them all.
The proto suit, free suit, I thought that was great. The thing I liked more than anything was that I like that Freeze making ice bombs and everything, and Freeze using a driver as a decoy.
I did like the freeze bomb. That looked pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty
dead
dope
bodies.
one.
All the dead bodies. Whenever he was just in his path, where like all these guards were like the Gordon's team. All of a sudden, the ice bombs roll in. They're like, and they're just dead. Like, look like just Sub-Zero come in and just whipped them all in shape.
Sub-Zero wins.
Finish him, Sub-Zero.
What did y'all think about we talked about Penguin being tortured by Strange. I like also Hugo's friend watched Penguin be carried away, like saying he's going to kill Gallivant and use that as a leverage. I like Hugo's watching Penguin, watching through a camera, and as he's telling Gordon, he goes, "I know about you killing Gallivant," and then he's just watching that on camra. You can.
Now he's got the camera, and now he has the footage. He's got some dirt.
Also, one thing I did like was Freeze just going through it, and then I liked how Freeze and Strange made a deal where he says, "If you leave this thing out, there's keys to my car. You could take my car and escape." By the loading dock, yes. Also, the thing, I'm sorry, but putting Nora in Arkham Asylum is putting her life in danger more than if you put her in the GCPD, because at least at the GCPD you're protected by a bunch of cops. At Arkham,
yeah, but they brought it up that she needed a medical attention. She needed to be in the hospital, but they couldn't with innocent civilians. So where to go? Arkham or the Nut House.
Also, Freeze saying he needs Lee to help him. I like that when Freeze comes in and everything, he shoots Gordon's gun out, and then like he puts Gordon in the door and everything. I thought that was so great and everything. Then them going back to the store and her not wanting to live be like her husband's, like a trophy in a way. Like she doesn't want to live like as a frozen Barbie doll. She wants to be like, I'd rather die than just be like frozen for the rest of my life. And also, Gordon, this is the thing that pissed me off the most when he says, who's going to take care of her while you're in prison? Oh, the state will. Gotham will take care of her. You have to. That's the law. And I'm like, Gotham is a flimsy fucking state. You really think that they're going to listen to the law? And he said, they're as he says, crooked as a $2 bill. You really think Gotham's really going to say, they're probably going to let her die? I mean, seriously. Like, you're putting too much trust into a city that literally gave you the finger like yesterday.
You're putting too much trust in the justice system where they're fucked.
Yeah, I was like, isn't the reason you don't trust the justice system the reason you're in your shoes right now?
Yeah, they'll be a little bit very redundant.
I was just, I will say, I mean, also Bruce asking Selena to get a gun for him. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, but also, wait, one thing that a little bothered me, maybe I missed something. How did Alfred was able to get the file and to find the guy who killed his parents? Did I miss something?
Remember, they said they interrogated that the Silver St. Cloud. They said they
okay, now I remember. Yeah. Now I remember. Now it's starting to come back.
Use his connections and got the file. Also, Hugo Strange Free saying he needs Lee's help, and also Nora killing herself to stop, and only for Victor to turn on himself and kill himself as well. I thought that was poetic, because Nora he freezes Nora. She switches out so he can get a necklace. Says, I need some water, and then she switches it, and then she literally kills because she knows that and I like how she said, you need to get out of here for you and the baby. There's enough time. And then she literally, and I love how he freezes her, and then all of a sudden she just deteriorates. He's like, Nora. And then he's like, and he said, Did you know? And he's like, no, I didn't know anything. And then he's like, go, I'll tell him I'll give up. And then he just kills himself, and which he doesn't kill himself, obviously, you can see. But I love how he just
But the thing that really bothered me is they had to kill her off way too soon before he becomes the Mr. Freeze we know. I mean, you know what I mean? His whole motives was to keep her alive throughout the time during this time when Batman was still around. So now killing her off kind of defeats the purpose. What else he's got to do now? That kind of add a little bit of a plot hole here. Because since now he's already alive and his wife is already dead, so what else can he do? He has no purpose anymore. His whole purpose was to get the serum he needs to bring her to fucking keep her ass alive and make sure that he can kill the illness that she has in her system. That's always been the mythos of the character in the comics. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they're like, well, they need to figure out how
her killing off way too soon. I thought that was a mistake to do that.
I guess they're trying to figure out how can they get Victor to kill himself and turn him into Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, but then it just what else? What other purpose?
I thought Gordon. I really thought when I first saw this episode, I thought Gordon was going to shoot the tank, and then it was just going to blast him in the face, and he dies. And then it turns out he becomes Mr. Freeze. But then she will still be frozen alive, and that would have been the whole purpose of the origin of Mr. Freeze, of him becoming Mr. Freeze, even though he cannot come back into his normal form anymore, and he can't be above temperature. And he has to figure out anything he can to find a cure for his wife. That was always been the mythos of the comic books of Batman. But thing is, they should not have done that, because then what other purpose can he do? What else can he do after that? His wife's dead. Hugo Strange now.
That's stupid to me. I think that was retarded. I think that was so stupid.
He said retarded. Retarded, man.
He almost said the word.
I got you, man. Well, you know what? That word's coming back. You can say it as much as you want now, because everyone's saying. Even South Park said it the other day.
That's true.
Yeah, which I was like watching Buffy the other day, and Buffy was like, "Oh, they said Xander's acting so retarded lately."
Well, that was back then. They can say it.
Which nowadays, I think honestly, I think Bill Maher said it on the show the other day, which was like, yeah, I mean, hey. Which, I mean, to be fair.
So basically, he's just going to become like Hugo Strange's bitch, really, his henchman, which I kind of don't like that. I don't know. I just don't like that direction that he went with.
I do like the eyes. I thought the eyes was really well done. The eyes.
Yeah.
I
He
just wish
looks
was
like Killer
bald.
Frost. He looks like Killer Frost's father from the Flash.
I
series.
know. I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, who came up with that design? Like, you could not have shaped his head. You could not make him look more comic book accurate of Mr. Freeze.
I think honestly, they were probably. I guess
It just felt
only
so cheap because it's a
theory-
network show. They literally CW that shit.
My only theory is they probably were talking about, and they said if Mr. Freeze actually existed, if he's, let's say he were to like gas himself, would he be bald or would he have hair? And I said, well, maybe he would have hair. Maybe they were going back and forth on the design.
No, let's let him have hair.
I'm like, I would have said no hair. He's got to be bald.
No,
Yeah.
he's got to be bald. That's the point.
He has what James Gunn's hair looks like now.
But James Gunn dyes his hair white. There's a difference.
Did he dye his hair? I thought that was natural hair.
No,
that
he
yeah,
said
gray
he
hair
dyes
growing in.
His hair was black like the month before, okay, and then it became white the month after.
I didn't know. I mean, because it might have been natural fucking coming in with the gray hair.
I think my theory is maybe he dyed his hair. It was white. He dyes it black, and then he just decided not to dye it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we'll ask him one day if we ever talk to him. Say, hey, we've been wanting to know why the hell was your hair? Did you dye your hair white? And then, like he said, because it's weird that you had hair for the month before it was black, and then the month after it's white. Although I wish he would shave that fucking beard. If I ever could get a hold of James Gunn, I'd hold him down and shave his fucking beard.
He has the white beard. He has the white beard, so he should have had he already has the fucking white hair. I don't think he
I just
dyed
want to
it.
shave his beard. I'm like Will Ferrell.
He
and
had that
everything.
same hair for years now, and I just don't buy that he dyed his hair white.
He literally in 2021 had black hair.
Yeah, and then sometimes you don't. It doesn't stay forever.
But then in like a month later, it turns white, and then he says in an Instagram post, I've been waiting for have white hair forever. Oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, it's pure white. It wasn't even halfway white. It was pure white. Like, I'm just like, there's no way you had to dye your hair white. Which also, I think honestly, I prefer black hair James Gunn. I wish he'd shave a fucking beard though, man. I swear. I'm like Will Ferrell when Conan O'Brien had the beard, and Will Ferrell was like, I'm gonna shave your beard. I'm gonna hold you down, and I'm gonna shave that beard off. That's how I am with James Gunn. I'm like, James Gunn, shave your face. Like,
well, let's go to scores, Collins.
I'm gonna say if hold on. Make sure I got everything out of there. All right, no, okay, all right. Before we go to scores, I want to say one thing, okay? They're miraculously in the same ward as Barbara, who's in a coma. Yeah, they go in the exact same ward that Barbara Keene is in.
And she called her a bitch.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
And
Also,
bitch.
I'm sorry, but the guy in the photo that matches one looks nothing like with the guy we saw in the pilot that shot the Wayne. That guy is skinned. This guy is skinny.
This guy looks nothing
The other
like
guy
the guy in the
was
pilot.
fat.
He was fat. He was
He
overweight
looks more
in
like
the
Ivy's
pilot.
father, who was in the pilot, he looked more like him. I mean, compared to the skinny dude, unless he's on a great weight loss journey, or if he's just doing this.
Or maybe he's sick. Maybe he might be ill. But also, I thought that was very odd that they had it to because he was just an extra from the pilot that they never show his face, and then they had to get a real actor to cast him. But I wish they would have stayed consistency to the continuity to his looks. I don't know.
Yeah, have a heavy set guy.
Yeah, heavy set guy.
But yeah, going to scores, I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, Matt.
I'll give it a 7.5. I thought that was a little bit better than the last episode.
This is getting a 10.
I'm not budging.
I loved this thing so much. It's one of
So
my
it's a
favorite
master.
episodes.
So you think this is the greatest of all time?
I wouldn't say that. I'm not crazy.
It's the best episode of this season so far, and I'll just leave it at that. Where it's like all time, I don't know, but I'll just have to decide when that time comes. But this episode was just phenomenal stuff across the board. But let's close things out with season 2, episode 14, called "This Ball of Mud and Meanness." Matt.
You got to understand, this is not a game. He's lost his mind. He's gonna kill the man.
You really don't remember me, do you? We've met before. You looked right at me. 2 years ago, I was there. My name is Bruce Wayne. You killed my parents.
The episode aired on March 14th, 2016, directed by John Baring. Bruce receives a gun from Selina and goes on a hunt for Patrick Malone with Alfred. To get the information, Alfred is forced to fight in an underground fight club, landing Alfred in the hospital. After Bruce goes on the hunt himself, Alfred contacts Gordon and Bullock so that they can save Bruce from potentially being killed. Bruce locates Malone, who later seemingly confirms he is responsible for the murder of Bruce's parents. He asks Bruce to kill him, but Bruce holds back at the last moment and leaves the gun behind, leading to Malone committing suicide. Later, in the cave, Alfred reads Bruce's letter about him moving to the streets with Selina to learn how to fight crime. Meanwhile, Leslie asks Gordon to investigate Christian Kringle's sudden disappearance. When Nigma is informed, he swears under his breath that he will outsmart Gordon. After running a few more tests on Cobblepot, Hugo Strange declares him sane and releases him from Arkham, all the while stating that he still has plans for him.
So I just want to point something out, okay? This episode, I knew Matt would enjoy this for one reason. There's a lot of similarities between this and Batman Begins.
Exactly. That's what I was going to bring. I was going to bring that up.
Well.
Yeah. It definitely has a little bit of reminiscence of Batman Begins when he has to get a gun and confront his parents' murder.
Yeah.
And this was like from that moment when he points the gun at him, and then once he put it down, like this is a defining moment for him that justice doesn't have to resolve in violence and execution. And that's a defining moment for Bruce's his journey to becoming Batman.
I figured you'd enjoy that. And also this kind
That's why I ate that up. I kind of like this episode a lot more because it's like getting into the point.
Also, there's also remnants of Batman and Forever as well. It has sprinkles of that because
yeah,
Edward Nigma is literally just like Jim Carrey in Batman Forever, where after Bruce Wayne disses him, he's like, "I'll make you." And now he's just like that against Gordon. He goes, "Oh, you're trying to get under my skin, Gordon. Oh,
I'll make you understand.
I'll make you understand, Gordon." Like I'm like literally, he's literally just like, "Oh, you are my enemy now. You're mocking me."
You want to know how I'd be honest about this? I didn't really care for Nigma's character right now. Why do we have this?
You'll find out.
I'm gonna outsmart Gordon. I'll make.
Oh, I will say the next episode there is a trilogy episode.
Oh, okay. So this is basically going to be more of Enigma trilogy episodes.
Oh, the next episode's all about Edward Nigma.
That's what I was asking you. Like that. Yeah, this is going to be a trilogy of these episodes that are revolving around Nigma.
Oh yeah, that's all the next episode is about the Riddler.
Okay.
Them embracing the Riddler.
I hope it's good. I hope those 3 episodes pay off.
Well, it's not like he's not embracing it, but he's just like him going down that path.
He's literally going down that path, embracing as the Riddler. Did you notice in that scene when he was at his apartment, there was outside light with green surrounding him, symbolism to his code color as the Riddler.
Also, at the end he writes a question mark.
Yeah,
that sets up the next episode.
I feel like that's like him now marking his target. That's when he's putting the question mark on him.
Yeah, because that's setting up the next episode.
Yeah. So now this is basically, I believe, and you don't, I know you don't have to say it, but it seems like now they're starting to coming to the point where now he's becoming the birth of the Riddler by the next 3 episodes.
That's starting to be the birth.
Yeah.
Which I think honestly, that's the point. Yeah, because they said this is.
I don't know if I said this before, and when I brought this up these other 2 episodes when we were talking about Hugo Strange. Did I just say Doctor Strange by accident? I might have said it by accident. Like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, looks nothing like Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, looks nothing like him. He's too bald. He's Asian, so he looks nothing like him at all.
Also, I like Gordon looking into Miss Kringle's absence. I like that. And then him asking if he's heard anything. He's like, "No, I haven't heard anything about that there." Well, which also, and I like the whole Jerome thing finally paid off, by the way, because they built a cult around basically like of Joker wannabes around Jerome because he's gone now. Like all these people that saw that brought, at the end of when Jerome got killed.
Yeah.
At the end of everybody was like start laughing.
That woman, the actress who was the lead singer of that whole punk rock Joker band, whatever the hell that was.
Laura Petty. She was in Point Break.
She was in Point Break and she was in Free Willy 1.
And she's in the Army now with Pauly Shore.
Which did she pass away or is she still around? I
No,
don't
she's
know.
still around.
She's still, yeah, that's what I thought. And I knew, like, the moment she started talking, because I didn't recognize her in the still shot when I was looking for the still shot for the episode of the thumbnail. And then when she started having dialogue, I was like, oh, now I recognize her. I known her from Point Break and Free Willy. That's the same actress.
They're all like, they all idolize Jerome. Like, they all live by the, like,
The wannabe Joker thing.
yeah, they all like, they're called the maniacs. You know, they're all like,
The
oh,
maniacs. I
Yeah.
find it very funny that she was able to give up that guy. I find it very.
That's what I have an issue with. I'm like
that kind of bugged me.
He's
Like,
my friend, but yet you're
he's
gonna,
your friend, but then you're just giving him up. Why?
Like Bruce is like literally like, okay, that's in my negatives. I'm like, okay, which I don't know what.
In the character Malone, it seems like I think he's at a point where now he's just done because he knows he's got his hands dirty and he's done terrible things because he's a contract killer. But he will not give up to who's the one that hired him to murder the Wayne family. We still don't know, and it seems like he's like something happened so horribly that he's expecting Bruce to get his revenge. He was expecting someone to kill him, if not maybe definitely himself.
Why would you tell Bruce if she's your friend with Matches? Also, wouldn't Matches know because she would, since they're friends, wouldn't she call him and say, hey, there's a kid on his way to come kill you?
Yeah, tip him off. Or maybe that's what he's expecting because she even told him he's expecting you. I mean, I think that's what he wanted to happen because I feel like that there's something in the bigger picture going on because he's just a contract killer and he's done terrible things and you look like he's at the end of his ropes and it seems like there's some higher up that's something they did so bad that maybe he doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm reading too much into it. I'm just speculating about what the hell happened because he looked like he was just ready to die.
And Gordon's trying. I like how Gordon's trying to because Gordon made Bruce that promise. And this is Gordon trying to finally fulfill that promise for Bruce, where he's like, we know the guy who's killed it, but he wants to get there before Bruce does. I feel like Gordon wants some sense of satisfaction that he did his job. And he's like, we got the guy.
But also not only to fulfill his promise, but he's trying to save his soul because he doesn't want to be the one to take revenge on his parents.
Yeah. Which also, because Gordon's like, don't be like me. I just took a man's life. I don't want Bruce to have the same fate almost as me.
Right.
Which
I did like that pivotal the defining moment for Bruce when he's making a choice to whether he should take his revenge or to not take revenge, and that was a defining moment for Bruce.
Also, I do like that when Bruce proving that he's not like Matches, he puts the gun down rather than taking his own life, and then he's going to let Gordon arrest him only for Matches to take his own life and then face prosecution.
And you know what's very funny in that scene that kind of bugged me when Alfred got his ass kicked in that underground fight.
I hated that whole thing.
That scene was so stupid. And how did he get his ass beat like that? He's supposed to be a trained fighter.
Also,
he's a Marine.
After he beats him, he's like falls down like a little bitch.
And he gets his ass beat. That kind of that really bugged me.
If they had a TVMA rating, they wouldn't be, because I hated when they said first they say uncle or pass out. I'm like, what? Wouldn't it be like to fight to the death?
Where the fuck did that come from?
I feel like that's just like a TV 14 thing because they're like
they're trying to water it down, like
fight to the death. Also, Gordon trying to stop Bruce at the concert, and then like Jerry spotting Gordon and helping Bruce by saying,
"Oh God!" I thought for a moment,
in the house.
Dude, for a moment there, I thought you were going to say Jerry Springer. I was like,
"Yeah, Jerry." But no, like when the singer's name is Jerry, because everyone there is named.
Yeah.
So she spots Gordon, and then they all like roughed up, and Gordon's like has to punch him in the face and everything. He's like, because he gets like mob rush because of her, and then he arrests her because of that.
Because of that.
Yeah, which also, Oswald gets free from Blackgate from Arkham. But I'm sorry, even if you're declared sane, you killed people. So even if that is still a crime.
you would go to prison. You would not
just transfer him to Blackgate if they prove he's sane. Yeah,
they would transfer him to Blackgate prison. They would not fucking just let's set him free if he's declared sane.
It's Gotham though. Criminals
that's true.
Through there like a sieve. Like
it's a corruption of Dark City in that world. Of course, it's full of corruption.
You're a criminal. You've been in prison. Take a number. All right, it's your turn. You're gone.
Which I like how Hugo Strange just like manipulates him as putting him And then at one point,
I feel like he's letting him go free on purpose because he's got some plans for him, and he's just letting him
he
believe that
makes him
he's a
play
free
Duck, Duck,
man.
Goose, and he's like, Duck, Duck.
He literally made him play Duck, Duck, Goose. Like, what the fuck was that?
He said because he wants to show that you're a whipped dog now. He's trying to basically like
He's
Game
his
of Thrones.
bitch. He's Hugo's bitch.
Like in Game of Thrones, how Theon was Ramsay's bitch.
Yeah,
Hugo's
exactly. That's
making-
right.
Hugo's making the penguin.
I don't know how much. I don't know if you, Ryan, you have not seen Game of Thrones. I don't believe
No,
you've
Ryan
seen it.
hasn't.
So let's not try. Let's not spoil.
But basically, it's a character that it
Save that
destroys
for
another
Thrones
character's
tomorrow.
sanity and makes them a whipped dog.
Once we get into that Game of Thrones rewatch podcast, you'll get to that point sometime in that show.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm saying Hugo Strange does that to where Oswald's like, I want to stay. Like, he's a whipped dog now. And even like Oswald goes in there, they give Oswald a knife, and he goes and cuts open the restraints of the inmate to help him. And he's like, he's been reformed. You know, and I was like, yeah, because you tortured him for hours. You basically, you gave him Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally like, what's your name? He's like, I'm Reek. And he's like, no, he's like, what's your name? Are you Penguin? No, I'm not Penguin anymore. My name is Oswald. You know, which he just, which I thought, you know, and then, he just sends him free, which even this staffer's like telling him, is that a smart idea? Because he's a wanted murderer.
Yeah.
So we really sent him. He says, yes. He said, it's an experiment. I don't expect him to stay that way. He's like, he wants to see chaos unfold.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Which there's a bigger arc to Hugo Strange that I can't tell you about. You'll find out closer.
I figured that there's a bigger picture with Hugo Strange's arc.
Yeah, there's more to him than I can tell you. You'll find out though. Very.
I mean, here's the thing. I've known for a while that Hugo Strange was going to show up in the Gotham show, and when they show the promos on television, I saw, I was like, oh yeah, there's Hugo Strange, and I saw some still shots online at the time when it was coming out on Fox. So I've known that we were going to see Hugo Strange show up at some point in Gotham.
Yeah.
Mr.
Freeze.
Yeah,
Learn
which
as
I
well.
mean, yeah, and then you saw all the bodies of Theo Gallivant and other people.
Yep. Which they're still alive. They're still in in a water chamber thing.
Yeah, it's like in G.I. Joe Retaliation, how you have Snake Eyes and Cobra Commander and Destro all in the water chamber.
Yeah. Almost looked like that from Luke Skywalker in that fucking healing
bath
water
technique,
chamber from the tub, that whole tub chamber, the healing
The
chamber.
back
Empire.
technique, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
But going to ratings.
Yeah, 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10.
Okay, Matt.
It's same with me. It's an 8 out of 10. I like this episode a little bit more than the other two episodes.
Oh, we are simpatico. I'm going 8 as well. This is the weakest in my opinion, but at the same time, it's still very enjoyable. And yeah, this was a very fun set of episodes this week. I hope this energy keeps on going.
Keep on rolling, baby.
Rolling. But what did you think of these episodes? Let us know in the comments. We would love to read what you have to say. It's a privilege to do this show with these guys every week. Tell the people where they can find you, comments.
They can find me in the Twilight Zone. Watch. They can find me at 3dmoviecinema.com, where I just, by the time this airs, will have uploaded my Megan 2 review. So yeah, with Blacktastic Media. All right, bitches. That's what we're doing this week. We're going Megan. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, me and Blacktastic are reviewing Megan 2. And of course, these my homies right here will be on for this I believe Friday. Aren't we doing the Shining watch party?
Yep, I'll talk about that in a second. But Matt, where can the people find you?
You can find my YouTube channel at MattWyan92. I put up my review of the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie called One Battle After Another. Did a bunch of trailer reactions with Avatar: Fire and Ash, Wicked for Good, and Marvel's Wolverine game.
All right, all their links will be down below. As far as this channel goes, I want to thank you all for checking out The Shining watch party that's going on as part of Scary Mania 6. The Shining is one of my all-time favorite horror movies, so it's it's going to be a great time. And Scary Mania 6 is ongoing throughout this month, all throughout the month, all 80s themed. It's going to be a great time. But for Collins, for Matt, my name is Ryan Camp. Stay off the streets in Gotham. It is not safe. We will see you all in the next one.